Hey, Keith Carmona here for Scattered Comics, and today I'm going to try something a little bit different. So I'm going to be doing a review of Attila Kiss's new Twisted Holiday Horror Tales. And it's one of the new titles from Scattered Comics, and just in time for the holidays. So we're going to kind of take a look inside and see what this issue is all about. You've already got, the first page there with this sort of android Santa, and so it starts off with a little bit of an introduction here, with a narrator of sorts. Kind of assume that's the Santa figure we saw on the front page, and this particular story happens in the future, and so we're still celebrating Christmas in the future. There he is again. So there's the sort of android Santa, kind of creepy in and of itself, sort of a cyborg Santa, if you will. And I want to point out real quick, whoops, not down. I actually wanted to go up a little bit here. Let's go back up here. I wanted to give some prompts here, not only to Attila Kiss. There we go. The story and lettering Attila Kiss, and the art and colors by Trish Isidario. So they deserve a lot of credit for putting together this really fun holiday story. Of course, you can see the other Scatter Comics folks there, Jason Doobie and company there. So this particular book takes place in the future. We still got a mall Santa there, some new technology instead of just the photographer and that kind of thing. I think one of the neat things about this book is that it's capturing not only familiar holiday themes that we see, but also introducing us to the futures. You can see the main thing here is the android. There's a contest of the android, and of course kids are always excited about the holidays and stuff, and so they jump right in, and as you can see right here, she goes ahead and enters the family into winning this new android. And the girl's name is Ayushi, and her mom, and unfortunately they're not very well off. So from that perspective, right, the holidays is good for a lot of people, but there are some people who are down and out, down on their luck, or this tends to be a kind of a sad time of the year also. But the mother is obviously very protective of her child here, because I think mainly because of not beyond just the mother-daughter bond, is they don't have much. They do have each other, and that's what's most important. And so you can see a little bit of the storyline here. It moves pretty quickly. You get the sort of the initial crisis a little bit there, about the winning the android and things like that. And let's see if we can scroll down here a little bit. Well, there's a little bit of the page there. And by the way, the artwork in this is very good, by the way. It fits really well. So mad props for that. Here we go. We're moving down. We can see they're in a kind of a tough neighborhood, as it's labeled there, the slums, and the walls aren't obviously up to date or anything like that. But again, the bond here is really important. I think that's going to play out throughout the book, but also towards the end as well, where the crisis reaches sort of its peak, if you will. And you get a sense of a very blended neighborhood also that they live in, and which is again very nice to see. Of course, this happens in a city, and you would kind of expect that anyway. So apparently they won the android, right? And this is going to be a kind of a great thing, right? And unfortunately, she kind of discards some of the gifts that the neighbors gave her and things like that. And the mother's very sort of apologetic, and the daughter can't believe it, right? They actually won the contest in the android, and mom's kind of skeptical about it. Which, rightfully so. I mean, obviously we're dealing in our own century, right? We're dealing with our own uncertainties as to what technology has for us. And I guess that we've always been kind of critical of that, very wary of that. And here, of course, the android presents her with a hollow fund cart, which I think is really interesting in itself. Nice little piece of technology that kind of, again, it takes into the way payment perhaps will be done in the future and that sort of thing. again, she's very skeptical about this, the whole Android thing. And there's the Santa at sort of the doorway, who's offering to take her, take the food up and that kind of thing. And we're just going to skip past a little bit here. I don't want to give away anything. There's some really neat action scenes. I want to get to one in particular, where we have a very touching moment between two young girls, Ayushi and another girl. And the interesting thing is they're both from very different classes, right? But they're meeting here for this moment, or they're kind of hiding out, and there's some action happening in the background. These two have a nice, tender moment, and I just wanted to kind of point that out real quick, because I think that's both good writing and the page is laid out very well. And again, I don't want to give away everything, but there's some really good, tender moments throughout this. And whoops, gonna scroll back up here. And so there's a little bit of the comic there. I want to see if we can get to Attila's page there. There we go. Attila Kiss Comics, Pulp and Music. So obviously you have the Merry Christmas one. You can pick that up for $5 over there at Indie Planet for $5 plus shipping. So you want to make sure you get your hands on that. And after you enjoy that one, he's got some of his prior works. Let's go ahead and open up the store here real quick. Again, this is attilakiss.weebly.com, so you can again check that out. I've got quite a few things to see there. And if we go over to the store, you can see some of his. Well, you can see a white screen there. Isn't that lovely? Hopefully, there we go. It comes up. Okay, so he's done some writing. Obviously, he wrote for Movie Massacre, some other titles, and of course, his other scattered comic title is Blues Rats, which is also a pretty popular title. So that is about it. So that kind of concludes my first comic review. So hopefully you'll like it, and I'll be back for more. Again, check out Attila Kiss's work and order yourself a copy today.